Welcome to Billy Ho Sports. Thank you for tuning in. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to like and comment on the videos. I hope you enjoy the show. Now, let's go. Hello, Billy Ho here. Week 3 DraftKings. Today we are going to cover the best quarterback plays. Probably talk some stacks since that's kind of goes in correlation with quarterbacks. Hello there, Billy Ho here. Welcome to Billy Ho Sports. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I would really appreciate you do so. It doesn't cost you a dime, but it has value to me. So if you can do that, I'd much appreciate it. Stick around. I got plenty of quarterbacks to discuss, and then I'm going right back to back with a tight end video after that. So let's get it started. Quarterbacks, obviously, you're going to look at your point spreads first, highest implied totals. You may not want heavy favorites because you want your quarterback to throw more. So let's go take a look at some QBs, shall we? All right. And yes, I guess we might as well start up top. Uh, what I would consider the big four, I'm not counting Herbert. I guess you could count in here too. But he is questionable. Lamar Jackson popped up on the injury report, but it looks like it's just a sore elbow. I don't think it's a big deal. I think he'll be fine. Put a little ice on it. He'll be good. But quarterbacks are expensive. Josh Allen, if anybody was worth paying up for, it's Josh Allen because you know he's going to throw it and be efficient with it too. 4 touchdown monster game the other night versus Tennessee. And he's got going to Miami, where he could exploit a quite the aggressive defense, kind of like Lamar did. So I don't know if they'll watch game film and improve off that, but you could see more rushing upside from Josh Allen with this blitzing Miami defense. So keep that in mind. I did mention that in my quarterback video last week about Lamar with Miami's aggressive defense. We will see him run more. And I was thinking he would break one, and he did. So I kind of give myself a little bit of a pat on the back for that one. But going to Lamar at New England, I don't know if he can't come up and break the slate again, can he? Anyway, but back to Allen real quick. Just use Diggs if you're correlating. And then, of course, I think Waddle, pay down for Waddle as the run back. But back to Lamar, likely not breaking any slates again like that. But you know what? They made Bateman too cheap, 5,700. Keep an eye out on that. J.K. Dobbins might influence the game if he plays. I don't know. They seem to be easing him back. I mean, I think he probably could have played a few snaps last week or even week 1. But so we'll keep that in mind. But on the run back, Aguilar got targets last week. I want to kind of target guys that get down the field. I don't think Jacoby Myers, which is a safe play, don't get me wrong. He can get you double-digit points. But upside, Parker has yet to show any upside, and I don't know if it's rapport or having trouble fitting in or what he's doing. But he would be a good candidate to get behind this defense, kind of like Bateman did. I don't think he's as fast. Aguilar's pretty fast, though. He got deep last week. So those could be sneaky run backs. And, of course, the next guy I want to talk about is one Jalen Hurts. I think that's probably a pretty easy play. You really probably shouldn't full fade him. I know he'll be popular. But what I consider with quarterbacks, they're not always popular for a quarterback is like 10%. So just keep that in mind. 10, 12%. You don't see these guys getting 20% because there's too many of them to choose from, especially up top. You could go with any of these 5 or 6 guys down to Murray at 7,300. So I think it's easy to pay up. 7,600 is a hike, but you got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, who they got involved last week as well. And obviously, you got Goddard. Now, you got the run backs with Curtis Samuel and Dotson and Thomas at tight end. So you got plenty of cheap guys there. So that's a perfect double stack game for a GPP. And then you can get different elsewhere. Uh, Past that, Herbert is still a question mark. I think he'll be okay, but 7,400 is kind of a tall order to pay. So is Kyler versus Rams D. I don't like that one either. Cousins is 6,700. I think is too expensive for his upside. He would have to throw for 300 plus and 3 touchdowns to pay that price. I think they'll show off a little more run game against Detroit. So I don't see Cousins getting there. Burrow has been just making way too many mistakes and the offensive line being inefficient. I got to wait and see on that one as well. Stafford is an obvious play. I think going to Arizona, he can sling it all over the place, throw it 40 times. He's got Higbee. He's got Kupp. He's got Allen Robinson. Plenty of targets there. So I'm good with Stafford. Rodgers, Green Bay, no bueno at Tampa Bay. I don't like that. Wentz is high, is priced up, 6,300. And so is Tua. I don't like Tua versus the Bills D either. So keep that in mind. But down under 6K, Derek Carr, I think, is interesting. I think he's in play. I think we see a bounce back from Devontae Adams. And he's thrown almost 40 pass attempts in both games. Waller more involved in the second game, so he could. Your only problem is maybe Tennessee slows things down a little bit. They won't be as fast a pace because the first 2 games were the Chargers and Arizona, who run fast-paced offenses. So you could see a downtick in play volume. So keep that in mind. Henry, I already mentioned in my running back video. I think he's due for a big day. So maybe he breaks off a 75-yarder and on the first play of a drive, and then you get another Carr extra possession. Now, next guy up, Jared Goff, the goof. That's kind of a tough call, but I like him. 5,800 at Minnesota, throwing a lot. Amon St. Brown is the clear corollary. If you wanted a double stack, you always got Chark, you always got Hawkinson and that things of that nature. So not too bad there. But ASB definitely. And then you obviously got the Minnesota guys to run back. You can run back Thielen as a cheap option because I think he's due for at least 1 touchdown. I'm calling it. He gets a touchdown this week. Besides that, you can move on to the next guy I wanted to talk about, the last guy on the list, Trevor Lawrence. He is 5,400, dirt cheap on the road. Should be chasing. He threw it 30 times, very efficient, 25 of 30 in the blowout win over Indy, but he threw it 42 times. He can get close to 20, 5,400. That's gravy train. And what I like about these kind of quarterbacks is they have the easy corollary in Christian Kirk, the guy he targets heavily. And if you wanted a second guy, you always got Marvin Jones and the couple other guys on there, the tight end Ingram. And then, of course, you got J-Rob, but I don't know if they're that involved in the pass game, so I probably wouldn't run them with a quarterback. But then you got Williams or Eckler as the run back the other way. So I kind of like that as well. But that's a good, I think that's a good lay down for a real quick quarterback show. I hope you got something out of it. I appreciate you watching. The next video is going to be tight ends. Here, I'm going to break off right after this. So we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.